Okay, so we're exploring all 12 keys. R 12 keys, the 12 keys of R. If R equals C, okay, then the fourth is F, the seventh flat is B flat, the third flat is E flat, the sixth flat is A flat, the second flat is D flat, the 5 flat is G flat, okay. Now what is B? B is, it's in there, it's the root flat, okay, and all that. We get into these guys, but these guys are part of the 7 dot scales, right? So C is the third of A flat, it's the second of B flat, it's the root of C, okay, and so on and so on and so on. So C is also the 7th of D flat. Now we're down here, we jump around a little bit. It's the 6th of E flat. So what's left is these guys, and we have to talk about that up here, you know, not just guess at it. So here's why when we got to what looked like a normal key, it was actually from a flatted key. So root is the 7th flat of D. I mean the 7th. Here's D. Okay, here's the D7, Locrian, and here's D major. D half diminished. That's the 7. It's the flat root. The C note is the 7th flat of D. So it's that G note there. Where is that? Right there. Okay, so this first one here, let me just zoom out a little bit. Root, when root equals C, is 7th flat of D. So the key of D. So it's the G note right here, 7th flat. When root is the 6th flat, root can be the 6th flat or the A, the 6th flat of G flat. So this is the key of G flat. When we look at that cage, you know, and this is the key of D, the one with the G7 root 2. That's the key of D. You see what I'm saying? Here are the other 5 keys, and what do they turn out to be? They form a pentatonic major scale 1, the 2nd of key of R. That one should say on the 2nd of key of R. Okay, so I even fixed it so that we don't get confused here. The 2nd of key of R. So the key is C, the 2nd is D, a pentatonic scale, D, E, G flat, A, and B. Those are the 5 missing keys of the dot scale. So 5 plus 7 is 12. So that's how we get our 12. Now how do we use it? You know, how to use it is another story. But let's just, before I show you how I might use it, you certainly use it to play in a key. Someone says, would you play in the key of G flat? So you look at your root, which is C, and you say it's 5 flat of G flat, right? So if it's 5 flat of G flat, then a C sharp would be the 5th of G flat. So you just play the 5th string shape from that C sharp. So the key of G flat would be this. Okay, the 5th string shape from here would be, okay. Wow, I messed that up from the tuning warp, and then I just got a little lazy. I didn't want to do the 3 long string shapes. Yesterday AXL. My hands are still a little sore. So the point is that that's how you can use it. Alright, I know these things are slow, but I've tried watching them on times 1.5, and all of a sudden I start to make sense. But that would be like talking like a Martian or something. So that, you know, that's how to use it. And you know, that's pretty much it. So what we've got is the dot scale, and then we have what I call the what did I call the scale? Okay, here we are at Andy's free guitar chart videos, right? Yeah, there's my little cover picture there. So I want to go to recent activity. There's one of my videos. So here it is, okay? And what I say is, now we add the accidentals. Yes, R is the flatted second through seventh of a special key. We will call it the second flat pent scale for now. So if R equals C, then the second flat pent scale is D, E, F sharp, A, B. So C is the flatted second, third, 5, 6, and 7th of a pentatonic scale built on the D major key. Okay, so, you know, it's pretty much the same thing. And by the way, when you get to Andy's Free Guitar Chart videos, you get these comments I make, and then you just press on the magnifying glass and you can kind of zoom in and move around a little differently like that. It's pretty much the same chart. The resolution is not bad. Okay, so that's Andy's Free Guitar Chart videos, and you can view the videos there. Okay, you know, they start right up. This is last lesson. Oh well, this is a while ago, so people must have watched this a lot, because if you set it for, you know, recent activity or whatever, it'll do different things for you. So I have to keep telling it recent activity rather, not whatever else it does, so I can get to the most recent post I made and make edits. I make a lot of edits. Okay, we're back. So these are the other 5 keys. So let's just look at one of them. So let's look at R equals A, the 6th flat of the key of E. Okay, so C is the 6th flat in the key of E. Alright, so what string shape would that be? That would be right here, the G string shape, long. Is that G long? No, I'm not sure. Yeah, this is G long because it says G6 right there. This would be the tripentatonic. So let's go to the tripentatonic box for the G right here. Now let's see what's happening. So this is it. Do drawing tool. Make sure we're on the same sheet of music. This is the tripentatonic, and by the way, the other one's right next door. The other one is right next door. The G long is right next door. So G long will be right there. But we're not looking at G long right now. We're looking at G short. So we're right here. This is what we're looking at. Okay, that A is the flatted. By the way, these are the old colors. The A is the flatted 6th. And it says that's the key of E. Okay, so we go over here to the G box. That 6 in the key of C would be this A right here. So the normal tripentatonic would be C, would be G shape, C shape, D shape, right? So it would be like this. And then C shape, and then D shape for the 5th. Okay, and by the way, we could get into a little bit of the minors like that. If we wanted to do that open string way down here, mine would be like in a horrible key like E flat. Okay, if you want to go to the minor, you'd go to the next cage shape, alright?